What advice would you give to someone who just started Shambhavi? I've enrolled for Inner Engineering, completed step 2 till now. Can you please give me some tips to get the best of the course? How to get the best of Inner Engineering or any spiritual course. So I will give you my opinion. I've actually done the Inner Engineering course, I think 3 times. Why? Once because I wanted to do it. The second time because I wanted to also do the completion, but wanted to have a refresh of the main part, the theory part, because in the past it was divided into 2 sections, the theory part and the practical part. And the third time because now they released this new one, and so I wanted to try the new version because they also gave a discount and everything, so I wanted to try it. So today, with this more formal setup and context, I just want to give you some tips. First of all, disclaimer, I'm not an Ishanga. This is just my personal experience. For any question, for anything, you should ask the support of Sadhguru, Isha Foundation, and follow all their guidelines. These are just my experience and my tips. So first thing that I would do, and that I've done, is of course, as I told you, which is, it seems the easiest thing, but it's the most important one, and it's not for, I don't know, it's just the truth, and it's follow the guidelines. Guys, don't do it on your own. Don't think that you know it best. They are very studied practices and teachings. So just sit there and do what they tell you to do. Don't do anything else. Just do what they tell you to do. Abandon totally and just give yourself totally to that. Have fun, don't have expectations, just go there and involve totally. The first time that I did it, I've never actually listened to Sadhguru that much, and it was kind of weird because here, growing up in the Western society here in Italy, it was not easy, to listen to a guru or having these visuals, this type of people. Now it's much different, but years ago it was not that easy. But my opinion, my thing was, I will just sit there, listen, but make my own assessments in the end. So I'm just here to listen and see what they say and listen to what they say. So my advice is to do the same. Just have an open mind. You can agree, you cannot not agree, you can do whatever you want, but just sit there with an open mind. No matter if you're doing the theory first or if you're doing already the practices, just sit there, open mind, relax, and give yourself some time to do the practice or to do the course. For those minutes, even if now you're doing the practices every day, one thing that I suggest you is for those 5, 10, 20 minutes, you are not there for anyone. Leave everything aside. You can start bringing back things when you finish, but those 20, 30 minutes, they're just for you. So think of during those 20 minutes, during this practice, during this moment, I want nothing, I do nothing, I am nothing. Remember that the most important part is not doing the practice, but it is what happens during the practice, what you feel, how you are during the practice. So enjoy it. If you not enjoy it, it's not even useful. You don't have to just tac, check and done. No, it's not work. It's an experience. Every day is an experience. Another tip is every time that your mind slips away, just go back to the practice. Don't be harsh on yourself. It's actually good. If you slowly get conscious that you're slipping away with your mind and going back, that's already a training, a spiritual training of coming back to the present moment and not being identified with your thoughts, with your mind. Another thing is add some Hatha Yoga. I don't know if you are already doing it, but if you want to enhance your experience, I've done with Isha Foundation some Hatha Yoga practices. I've learned some of them, but some others I've just learned by myself. But you can ask also the Ishangas if it's fine. What I normally suggest to people is it's just like the sun salutation, like the Yoga Namaskar. There is also the Surya Namaskar. There is also the Surya Kriya, the Kriya version of Surya Namaskar, which is a practice they teach you. Surya Namaskar is a bit less profound, but it's still very powerful, or even Surya Shakti. But there is also Angamardana, there are also the 5 Tibetan rites. There are many different things you can do. But having a bit of looseness in the body a bit of strength, a bit of balance in the system physically, it also helps you be more still and being able to relax more and being centered during each practice. So this is about that. And also create a healthy lifestyle, not just hatha yoga, but also if you work out during the day, if you do some activity exercises, if you eat in a proper way, if you learn to prioritize your sleep as well, if you learn to have maybe a yogic diet, you learn some different things, taking care of yourself, even just having a copper water bottle, wearing your rudraksha, wearing the ring. There are some different things you can do to enhance your receptivity to the practices, but also your life and self-care and well-being in general, which are conducive for a better atmosphere during the practice. Another thing is, of course, consume spiritual content, which means you don't have to become a scholar, but at the same time, at least in my opinion, it helped for me. So I was very curious, and so I subscribed to Sadhguru Exclusive and saw many different videos. I think I've seen 95% of the videos of Sadhguru online. I've been following him for a long time. Also, I've seen him twice, and this year I will go to the ashram for the first time to do some advanced practices. I've also been invited to UNESCO and other things for the environmental campaigns that they're doing. But at the same time, there are also other people that I follow, also other books that I read. I also read about philosophy. I also read about psychology. And I also have my own experience. Every time that I do my meditation, I get my own experience, and this channel is just to document that. And so it comes another tip is visit the ashram. It could not be just the Isha Foundation ashram, but if you're doing the inner engineering, probably you want to visit the ashram because there is not the best way, but you just get to choose one way and go through that. And if you've chosen the Isha Foundation, that's perfectly fine. Visit the ashram. They told me it's amazing. This year I will go for the first time too. So I will let you know how it is. Another tip, I know it's hard to create a window for that. Everybody does it in a different way. So because most of the times it's because you need to be with an empty stomach. So you learn how to do it properly. So you maybe eat early in the evening and then wait 4 hours and then do it before going to sleep, but not doing it during the midnight period because it's not conducive, or doing it first thing first in the morning. I decided to do it first thing first in the morning, and after almost years of doing it, I think it's the best way because you wake up, you do it. I do my oil pulling, I do my beauty care, I do everything, and then I do my hatha yoga and meditation, and then I start the day. So I take this 1 hour and a half for myself, for my well-being, and then start the day. Because if I wait for nighttime, maybe it's better because I'm more relaxed, but at the same time, it's hard for me in Italy to eat so early that I don't have to wait. And sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just do it in the morning, and then at night I want to do another round, or sometimes I have time and I want to do other things like Isha Kriya. I love Isha Kriya. I've been doing Isha Kriya before Shambhavi, way before, and I loved it. It changed my life completely. So it really depends. But create a routine, a system, and just commit to it. You will not lose a day if you don't want to. Another thing that I also said in a previous video is during the inner engineering, they give you also an inner engineering crash course, which means they give you a few sentences that you have to remind yourself, which is basically a sum up of all the teachings they give you, like a way to remind yourself of different things to make it more conducive during the day to be to enter more in yoga in a receptive way. And the more I go on, the more things that I learn from all spirituality all around me and even my personal experiences, the more I notice those 5 teachings, they are all you need to know. I'm not going to tell them because I cannot, but if you know, you know. And also, even if I tell them, you will not understand them. You have to do the course. This is not sponsored, by the way. I'm not paid. It's just my own experience because they asked about it. And this is what I've done. But literally, I started connecting the dots and understood that 99% of the teachings or things that you want to remember, if you want to remember things for yourself, because sometimes you don't want to, you just want to, after a while you just let go, they become a part of you. But if you want to remember, or if you try to connect the dots between the spiritual things, teachings and stuff, you'll notice that they are all contained in this umbrella of these 5 teachings. So this is insane. It's very well done. And my last 2 tips. One is, I know sometimes it's hard, but a bit of force is okay. Which means, for example, I used cushions all the time because they told me you start with cushions and after a while you slowly open up to get more sit in a Ardha Siddhasana in the proper way. But I noticed that after years nothing changed. So I noticed that I needed to force it a bit. So I decided to stop using it or using just lower cushions slowly and slowly. Maybe it was hard. Maybe keeping it up straight and here it was hard. It really was hard in the beginning. I could not relax. But you need to get used to it. You're a yogi. You need to slowly get used to it and you will become strong with it. And you will be able to relax into it. But follow the guidelines as I told you. And my tip for the practice itself, besides all the tips that I told you, is the best times that I've had in my practices are when I totally let go. When I decided for those minutes that I will just give myself to the practice and let the practice act within me. So use me. Just give myself totally. I will put myself outside the door and just be there totally. Involved totally. Letting go. And those times, they were the times that I really enjoyed it. Also, the focus here and all the things that they tell you, they're very important. So follow the guidelines, let go, enjoy, involve. And this can be a very profound experience. I will let you know how the Isha Foundation Ashram experience will go, probably in March. And yeah, that's it. Let me know, guys, if you have any question. Thanks, guys, for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next videos.